Hi everyone. Happy heavenly birthday to my mom. She left us 5.5 years ago and today she would be 93. So every year on her birthday, I make something out of her handwritten cookbook. And today I'll be making Neal's sugar plum spice cake. And like a lot of old-time recipes, the instructions are very sparse. This one just has the ingredients, doesn't have any instructions whatsoever, so I have to wing it. Neal was my dad. He died in 1992, and so this is actually his recipe in her cookbook that she wrote. So what all goes into Neal's sugar plum spice cake? 2.5 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 3/4 teaspoon cloves, 1 cup sugar, 1/2 cup shortening, 2/3 cup brown sugar, 2 eggs, and 1 cup sour milk. And how they make that is they take a cup of milk and put 1 tablespoon of vinegar in the milk, and you let it set for at least 5 minutes. So we'll be doing that first. And another thing, where is the sugar plum? Well, the sugar plum is actually like a little hard candy, and so it doesn't have anything to do with the plum as a fruit. I would imagine maybe back in the day they made little like tea cakes or something with these, and that's where they got the name sugar plum. But being as you seen, all I had was ingredients, I don't know for sure. So let's begin. Preheat your oven to 350. Take a large bowl, dump in your dry ingredients, your 2.5 cups of flour, your 1 teaspoon of baking powder, the 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3/4 teaspoon of cloves. And mix that until combined. Take another large bowl, dump in your 1/2 cup of shortening, your 2/3 cup brown sugar, and your 1 cup of granulated sugar, and mix that until light and fluffy. Then add your eggs one at a time and mix that after each addition. Like I said, I don't have instructions on how to make this. I'm just going off of some of the other recipes of any cakes I've made. So then add your 1 cup of sour milk, and it has sat for at least 5 minutes. Just for information, if you don't have buttermilk, that's what you can do to make buttermilk. When they grew up, it was sour milk. I'm going to scrape down the sides. So then gradually add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients. And if you have a stand mixer, you could do this all by using the stand mixer. Now, I don't ever remember having this cake before. Mom had it in her cookbook, but her favorite cake was devil's food. So whenever she made a cake, that's what she made. It smells good. Another thing about my mom is she did not like frosting. So on a cake like this, she would either frost half of it for the other people that are going to eat it, or she wouldn't frost it at all. And I will frost it. I have some vanilla, just store-bought vanilla frosting. It's a nice smooth batter. And that's the last of the flour. Boy, it smells so good. You can smell all of those spices. So even though I don't know what the sugar plum is all about, it is a nice smelling spice cake. I did write my own instructions, and I'll leave that recipe down below because it'll have his ingredients and my instructions. All right, so old-time recipes always butter and flour it, or shortening and flour it, and I did butter and flour it instead of using the spray. Okay, so pour your batter into the cake pan, and it did not say what size cake pan this is going to use, but they mostly did the 9 by 13 cake pan, so that was my guess. And then just spread this out. So put Neal's sugar plum spice cake in a preheated 350-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes or until toothpick comes out clean. I will check it at 30 minutes because, again, no instructions, and I'm just going by the seat of my pants. So after 35 minutes, I took it out. It's looking like it's almost overdone on the edge, but the center was not done. So we'll take a toothpick and we'll try and see if it is done. And it is clean. I said I was going to do vanilla frosting. I'm going to be using the Dolly Parton creamy buttercream. That's closer to vintage icing. So we'll let the cake cool completely and then we'll frost it. So here is Neal's sugar plum spice cake. Let's see what Dave thinks.
Surprise cake. I know. I should probably know what this is, but I don't.
That is Neal's sugar plum spice cake. And Neal is my dad, Richard.
Oh, okay.
Neal was his middle name, and in Arkansas, that's what they called him. But it's his recipe.
It's good. I like it.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.